The most powerful weapon in our time and age is the entertainment industry, Hollywood. The most powerful weapon of our time and age is the entertainment industry, Hollywood. So many millions of young men and women have idolized those celebrities of Hollywood. They have become almost a god and a goddess. And don't they reveal that on their evil rituals that they do on those stages? Don't they? Look at the way they dress. Look at the way they behave, the way they walk, twistings, and the way they talk. Absolute destruction. I was going to say something else. Absolute destruction. Entertainment comes through the back door of the person's imagination and messes it right up. Wow. Wow. Did you know, my beloveds, imagination influences your subconscious mind. I don't have the time to go through it all. Imagination influences your subconscious mind. Did you know, my beloved, we do not have control one bit on our subconscious mind. We only have control on the rational conscious mind. The subconscious asleep, conscience awake. This rational conscious mind is the one we use to manage our day-to-day affairs. What controls and influences the conscience is the subconscious mind. When the subconscious is influenced by imagination, and it depends what kind of an imagination you've allowed to infiltrate your imagination, it will shape, form, and mold your subconscious mind. Without knowing, it will direct the conscience to implement it in its life. What you allow to imagine, you will live later on 100%, and you have no say in it. You have no control over it. It is so delicate, this human being. Be very, very, very careful. So somebody comes and says, what is this? What is this? What is this? I love you, you love me. Just get a life, man. They have ruined what true love is all about. Not ruined it in a way, they've put the wrong imagination in your head about love. All of a sudden you started believing in something that never exists. Romeo and Juliet. What a love story, right? So poor Romeo comes at night time with a little pebble, and he looks like he's better than Michael Jordan. He just hits that window, that glass, bang. And then Juliet, she pretends that it's not her sweetheart, her knight coming on a horse. So, who's there? I'm scared. Juliet, it is me. Bing. And then Juliet comes out, oh, I was never expecting you to do that. Not even in my dream I would have dreamt. What a man, what a hero. You are my hero. And then these girls are listening, watching, and they begin imagining. Oh, I'm looking for a guy like Romeo. There is no such guy, my darling. Wake up to yourself. That doesn't exist. That's just a fantasy. Romeo will have his moments. Well, he will break that window if you don't listen to him. Instead of throwing the stone at the window, he'll throw it at your head. So wake up and smell the roses. Stop dreaming. Stop dreaming. Why are we fantasizing? We need to live reality. The Holy Bible says there is no one perfect except God. So if you're looking for a perfect person, you better find Jesus Christ, because you won't have any other options available. It's only Him, the perfect one. He's the only one. Entertainment is very dangerous. If you listen to my advice, cut yourself from anything to do with Hollywood. Period. Chop it off. It's nothing but poison. And I want them to hear this. Because Satan implemented it as a tool to infiltrate the back door of the human imagination. Generations have been destroyed by this. And it's nothing but one big lie. Where is Michael Jackson? Where are all the celebrities? I'm not mentioning names, meaning I'm talking about them. I'm praying for them. But just watch and see what happened to them at the end. Somebody started in a church choir. What happened to them? What happened to them? You see, when you leave God, what happens? What does it benefit a man if he gains the whole world, but at the end loses himself? Wouldn't it have been better for Michael to remain in that church choir and not be known by nobody? Wouldn't it have been better for Whitney Houston to do the same, and Mariah Carey to do the same, and everyone? And what are these Hollywood celebrities? If God is not in your heart, you are a nothing chasing a nothing. You'll end up nothing. Nothing. People today, they cheer you up. People today, they salute you. Tomorrow they will ignore you and deny you, and they won't even care about you. The only true friend that will never leave you is Jesus Christ of Nazareth. He is known never to fail. He is known for it. He is known for it. He is known never to fail, even when it is impossible. He came to the grave where this man was put in it for 4 days, rotted in the grave, meaning it is now impossible for this person to come back to the living. But when the Lord showed up, Lazarus, come forth. Lazarus came forth. You need to rely on the Lord Jesus. Entertainment industry comes to the back door of the imagination and messes the reason up completely. Your rational mind is gone. But the problem is, imagination is so sacred. It's a God-given gift. And imagination is one of the senses of the spirit. You see, just like the body has senses, just like the body has senses, like seeing, smelling, touching, tasting, hearing, so as the spirit has senses. One of the spirit's senses is imagination. That's why it is sacred. It is from God. Just watch a little child. Sit and talk to a little child. The way they talk to you, the way they ask you questions, you are blown away by their imagination. It is so beautiful and so fulfilling just watching this child imagining things. Amazing. Why? Because their imagination hasn't been infiltrated by evilness as yet. The hard drive is still clean. There is no bugs in it for it to crash like us. It's still innocent. Imagination is pure at its purest, stage in the child. That's why you talk to a child, you forget all your problems, all your worries, all your issues. They make you laugh and you were the most miserable person. But you look at a child, the way they behave, the way they imagine things, the way they talk, they have turned that grumpy face into a very big smiley face. Why? Because their imagination is pure. Their angels see the face of my Father, the Lord Jesus said. The angels see the face of my Father, meaning when the angels report to God what this child is doing, they go like with their head up because the child hasn't done anything wrong. But if he reports us to God, he goes with his head down because it's full of ugly things. He's too embarrassed to speak to God and say, God, look, this guy's done this and this and this. But the angel goes happy to God when he reports this little child to God, because pure, innocent child. And don't they put a smile on your face? Man, the other day, after a Bible preach, she was an Assyrian, this family came and they had this little girl with them, so chubby. Oh, they're cute. You just want to pinch them, you know. That's why I want to pinch the Lord Jesus. So, did you get that one? Good. All right. For those who, yeah. Anyway, so this little girl, first time I'm seeing them in the church, this little girl came out excited. Just that smile on the face made me melt. Like I just, this is irresistible. And then she went even much further than that. She came running, her head got to my knee. This was how high she was, like her head to my knee. She came running and hugged me from my legs. My heart just dropped. That's it. I was captivated. I said, I'm all yours, baby. I had to go down and kiss her feet, kiss her beautiful little hands, angelic hands. Breathtaking. Breathtaking. But somebody said about children this. He said there are certain people, they spread joy and happiness wherever they go and whenever they go. Did you get that one? There are certain people that spread joy and happiness wherever they go and whenever they go. Children are those people. They come, they turn that house environment to a very happy one. But when they go, it is also as happy. Thank God they're gone. I can have my rest and my peaceful time now. Yes. But they are a joy either way. They are a joy either way. Anyway.